Okay. இல்ல ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு இன்டராக்ஷன்காக கேட்டேன். மீன்ஸ் இஃப் ஐ கேன் see them and talk. சரி, சரி. ஓகே, ரைட். So that at least something they will if they can reply to what I'm asking ல it will be nice. இல்லாட்டி நான் மட்டும் சொல்லி கொடுக்குற மாதிரி இருக்கும். சரி மேம். ஓகே, ரைட். Hi, good morning, everybody. So today we will be looking at bridging architectural and structural gap. Okay, so what is there in the architectural drawing, what to check before design, and then how we proceed with design. So design அப்படின்னும் போது first what happens is we are given a drawing. Okay, so if you see, this is the basic drawing that we are given. This is the architectural drawing. Okay, so if you see here, what are the details that you have to actually concentrate on ingrada we have to see. So we have to see usually நம்மளுக்கு தெரியும் length, breadth and all that we will see, but we should also check the column dimension, the block work dimensions, all that. அப்போதான் we will be able to take the center line. Center line ங்கிறது என்னதுன்னா that is what we work our STAAD model on. Okay, so இப்போ வந்து this is the length, but there is a column here, so on the center thickness. Okay, now if you see, for example, this is 3500. Okay, this length is 3500, but how we will take in STAAD na, it will be a line design. Okay, so all of you know, so what we will do is 3500 plus 2 into 350 divided by 2. So half of this and half of this. So exact in the center la we will get it. So that is how we will take for all dimensions. This structure is a hexagonal structure, but usually we will now that we are dealing with so many different shapes of structures, I thought we will go ahead with this. This is a very small basic structure. Okay, so now looking at this, what we actually have to do is, if you see, architectural drawing will show the aesthetics, it will show the dimensions, it will show the functions and other things, but the structural drawing will actually show you the exact load path, the reinforcement detail and all that. Okay, so I'll just show you how a structural drawing looks. So this is the numeration drawing. Okay, numeration drawing will have all the dimensions of the columns. Okay, like you saw in the architectural drawing, the column is a different shaped column. Okay, so it's like this. You will give one 350 here and one 350 here. Okay, so that is how this has actually been modeled in STAAD itself. Okay, so you will get the column dimensions, you will get the footing dimensions, there is a north and your coordinates, so that is there. This is basic, and then so this is your ground floor beam. Okay, this will connect your it is just this is the plinth beam. Okay, so this the detail, the length, dimensions alone of the plinth beam is given here. Apart from that, we will have the terrace beam, the lintel beam. Okay, so now if you see here, okay, so this is the STAAD 3D. Okay, now this is one architectural elevation that is there. So what is actually given to a structural engineer before designing? This is what is given. Okay, you are given a floor plan. Apart from that, you are also given the levels. Okay, okay, and then we are given door dimensions, door detailing and all that. So that is for the opening. Okay, now if you see the elevation, what is there in the elevation? The sunshade is there. So we will have to do a cantilever beam design for the chajja here. And then here for the staircase, this is just a staircase type detailing, so this will not need much of this thing. And then the load of this cage ladder and other things to be considered. Like I told you in the previous class, we are actually dealing with so many loads that actually act on the structure, like the dead load, live load and other things. Okay, so if you look at the structure, you have to understand what are the dead loads, what are the live loads that are acting. So in this structure specifically, if you see, there are a lot of doors and windows. I can actually show you the model of this structure. One second. Okay, before that, okay, so these are the basic details that we give. Now if you see this into detail, this is the staircase detailing. Okay, how we compact the soil. Now wherever we are going to do construction, okay, first for excavation, that is for making the footing, foundation and other things, we will actually excavate the soil. You should always remember that you have to compact the soil before any construction. Otherwise what will happen is we will face issues with settlement. Okay. Okay, and then this is the roof finishing detail. This is the roof waterproofing detail. Okay, I think this is open. This is the structure. Okay, so if you see the structure, okay, so you will understand that this is the parapet. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of beams that come in the structure. Okay, so this is the cut lintel beam, this is the below ground, this is the plinth beam. Okay, so now if we're going to consider loads, what are the loads that we will be considering here? We will be first, we will consider the so here we this structure is entirely going to be a structure covered with glass on all sides, but we will be considering block work load only around the structure. Now if you see, okay, so there are equipments here. Okay, so all these loads will come under the live load. Okay, the dead
Jesse,
load is going to be
Jesse,
the self weight of the structure and the elemental load that is going to come. Now apart from this, what are the other things that we have to concentrate? Like the other day I told you, there are other things like this opening that is there, this load that is there. So everything conservatively we will consider, okay, based on what the code is telling us. Okay, now this,
excuse me, Jesse, Jesse,
okay, right.
can you hear me? Jesse, can you hear me?
Okay, so now looking at the common terms of practice that comes under this thing, what is it? I think you all would have heard about waterproofing, but what is waterproofing exactly? Waterproofing is nothing but giving one layer. Hello, mama. இப்போ பாருங்க. Presentation mode தான் வச்சிருக்கேன். ஒரே ஒரு செகண்ட். அதுதான் பண்ணிட்டேனே, எனக்கு ஃபுல் ஸ்கிரீன் தெரியுது மேம். ஸ்லைட் ஷோ பண்ணி ஸ்லைட் ஷோல தான் இருக்கு. பண்ணிட்டேனே. ம். ஓகேவா? Ma'am, but I will be shifting between tabs. So is that okay? அப்போ வந்து my presentation will not be seen. See, இவ்வளோ நேரம் I was showing them the NWD file. So அதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுதா? ஓஹோ! சரி, சரி. ஓகே. இப்ப தெரியுதா? சரி மேம். ஓகே. ஓகே. Okay. So, we were talking about the common terms and practice. Okay, so waterproofing. What is waterproofing? Waterproofing in before we build our house, okay, between the ground, the ground la irukka water, adla irukra and the dampness, adu ellame vandu foundation wall kulla it should not enter. So that is why we are providing a waterproofing protection. That for underground we call it damp proof course. Okay, so that is there below ground completely. So now if you see here, no, when we give a damp proof course, when we give a DPC, what happens is uh, the penetration of the external wetness or dampness through the structure will actually get avoided. Okay, now apart from this, what else are we doing? We are actually giving a waterproofing coat around the structure. Okay, so that waterproofing coat around the structure is going to protect. இது இல்லாம very recent times we have been using a waterproofing painting that we are using in most of our structures, so that this means that you can avoid dampness from entering your house. Also from rainwater there is dampness and this thing that is entering, so for that we will again give a waterproofing layer. Okay, now coming to construction joint, there are a lot of details. Okay, now coming to the construction joint, what is a construction joint? Construction joint ingradhu one goal you will not be able to cast the entire this thing. So what happens is under pressure in any situation where there's a concrete surface in the verge of cracking, the weakest area will actually crack first. Okay, so here what are we doing is we are using building joints or construction joints so that that cracking or transfer of pressure does not happen at every place. So the joint will actually take care. I think most of you know that concrete expands and contracts during heat, during temperature increase and reduction. Okay, but construction joint edukku use pandrom appadinu, this is for, see, in construction joint, see, one like when you are going to cast an entire area, when you're going to concrete an entire area, you will not do it at one go. So what will you do? You will finish concreting one patch. Okay, after that you have to concrete the next patch. So that time what happens is you will give a concrete construction joint. Okay, so they are actually installed at in individual locations. Okay, so they're actually, why they are placed is because they will allow displacement between both the sides of the slab, and they will also transfer your flexural stress. Okay, flexural stress vandu it will be produced by the external load on the column, on the slabs. Okay, then looking at expansion joint, see, there are 4 types of joints. Okay, isolation joint, expansion joint, contraction joint, and the regular construction joint. Okay, now here expansion joint la vandu, where the volume of the concrete changes, we will give expansion joint. Okay, why are we giving an expansion joint is because it has to relieve from its stress. So we will give a break. Continuous, if you're going to lay something, then what will happen? Naturally, there's going to be excess stress and there is going to be cracking. So we give a expansion joint here. Okay. So what happens is this creates a gap between different parts of the same building, different parts of the same structure. In the Madri, I think you would have definitely seen in your bridges. Okay. So according to the IS code, what it is recommended is the center to center spacing of 30 mm, okay, is recommended in India. So beyond 30 meters, if you're going to construct anything, you have to provide an expansion joint. Okay. But usually what happens is a building longer than 45 meters is generally provided with a expansion joint. So what does this do? This actually this is the gap that will allow your thermal and settlement movements. Okay, these are found in long bridges, corridors, pavements, and they have to be sealed properly. If they are not sealed properly, what will happen? Water will actually enter through and it will create this thing. Okay, now looking at contraction joints. Contraction joints, these joints that are there, if you see, they are actually man-made. Okay, they are actually saw cut. Why are they saw cut? If you see here, if you have to understand this better, no, what is stress? Stress is nothing but load by area. So in this location, what we are doing is we are reducing the area by making a small cut. So naturally, what is happening? We are saying that because this area is less, we are going to means naturally itself the crack is going to be formed there. Okay, so what happens when you give a cut there? The area is less, so naturally that becomes the weakened plan, so it will crack there. So I am telling that I will give a opening here, so let it crack there. I will make my design based on that. Okay, so this is a very common type of joint that we use in most of our pavements. Okay, so through dimensional changes in the slab, we will regularize the location of the crack, and then uncontrolled cracks can actually grow and cause a rough this thing. So that is why what happens is we place this construction joint at every proper designed location, so that we know there is a crack going to be there. We will seal it also. We will give that saw contraction joint there and we will seal it. Okay, right. So now coming to isolation joint. Now I was talking about the architectural drawing and the structural drawing there, right? So here we keep, in all our structures, in all construction, we will provide this isolation joint. This is the 10 to 25 mm joint, okay, where a filler board will come. Why is this actually used? Is because to give a gap. Idu eppo varuna grade slab ko plinth beam ko we will not connect it. We will not connect the grade slab with the plinth beam. Rather, we will give an isolation joint there. When we give an isolation joint, what happens is the direct transfer of load will happen through the plinth beam to the directly to the footing itself. In the column, it means in the slab order load will be directly getting down to your PCC and then to your ground itself. The ground soil it will get into that itself. So that is why we are actually providing these isolation joints. Okay, in the isolation joint எதை வெச்சு fill பண்ணலாம் அப்படினா we will give compressive materials. Okay, foam, cork, rubber, அந்த மாதிரி என்ன டெப்த்துக்கு அது போகும். See, we are giving a crack, we will design it also based on our load by area, the stress that it is going to take based on the temperature of that area also, and then we will go ahead with this. Okay, now supports in the textbook you are studying about lot of supports: simply supported, fixed support, cantilever support, roller support, pinned support. This ellame we are actually learning this in the textbook. But what is the real life? How are we going to use it? Okay, most of the situations it is only going to be a fixed support. If you see nammaloda normal construction, nammaloda weed house or whatever, if you see, the connection between your beam and column is going to be a fixed support, yeah, because you are going to connect your beam also, your column rebar also together with it, and your slab also together, so you're going to fix it. So those conditions it is going to be a fixed support only. But when will we use a pinned support? Say in case of a precast beam, like you see in this structure here, the precast beam is actually placed here in the column. Okay, but we will give a rebar here to lock it. See, if you see, this pinned support concept is very, very rare. We don't use this pinned support concept simply because why will we use a pinned support? pinned support when there is an X-shaped this thing, okay, that is when there is a crossover of your rebar and the area of concrete is completely negligible there, it becomes zero there. That is when you use a pinned support. So in the madri situations actually don't happen in real life, so we actually avoid pinned support. When do we give a pinned support? When we can give a joint sealant and an X-shaped rebar, when that rebar is there and complete the concrete area becomes zero, appodan we can use pinned support. Okay, roller support will come in case of any precast beam or column. Precast beams and columns la enna pannuvom appadina, we will give a groove in the column. Like if you see here, no, whatever you see, there's a groove here, no, this beam and the slab will simply rest on that groove, it will not move. So you can also call it a simply supported this thing. Okay, right. So now looking at slab design, last time when I came and taught you, I told you about this one-way slab and two-way slab. You all know that one-way slab when load transfer can happen in only one direction. Now if you see this is a very easy understanding. Ipo or paper irukku vechukongla. For example, I have a paper with me. Okay, now if this area is going to be less, naturally ipdi dhaan valayum. Okay, so what will happen? I have to give rebar only here, and then here distribution bar matram I will give. But if I'm going to give a two-way slab, it is going to bend in both directions because of the dimensions. Okay, because of the dimensions of the slab, this is going to bend in all four directions. So what happens? We naturally have to give rebar here also. See, we will give rebar here and we will give rebar here also. So what happens is this is becoming stiff, this is becoming strong. Okay, so this is called, so here both directions we will give main rebar and distribution rebar. Okay, so now when it comes to flat slab, there are this concept of flat slab also. So in flat slab, what happens? There are no beams, only columns are there. So when columns are there, what happens? Naturally, we tend to give a deeper slab or a thick a column that is heavier to take that entire load. Okay, right. Now I'm talking about this developmental length. Developmental length na ennadu? Developmental length is nothing but, I think you would have seen this rebar, bending of rebar in constructions. Okay, construction locations you would have seen your entire rebar will come and it will bend. Okay, evlo bend pananu அப்படிங்கிறது தான் இந்த developmental length. Okay, how much that rod has to go. See, now naturally what happens when you are calculating, you'll calculate your Fi into AST. Fi into AST is your strength of the material. Now strength of the material if you're using, and before it bends, what if because of the load it gets pulled off from your entire concrete? Okay, it should not get pulled off, just to give that bond, that strength and the transfer of stresses from the bar to the concrete to prevent it from pulling out under stress of buckling. Okay, compression la irukumbodhu. So that is why we are using the additional LD. So on the length we will bend the rod and we will tie it. Okay, so in Indian standards, if you see, there's a formula. LD is equal to your stress by sigma divided by 4 into your torsion into your length into breadth. Okay, so sigma is another, we all know that it is permissible tensile stress of steel. Okay, and the dia of bar. Okay, and then what we do is 4 times of your design bond stress between the bar and the concrete we will take. So idu ellathiyum consider panni we will take that developmental length. Okay, so if we don't provide developmental length, if we don't provide, what will happen is the structure will be prone to encounter failure due to slipping of the joint. Okay, in the cases la enna aguna, the bar first it will not break, the failure will happen at the joint and the lap. Failure joint liyu irukuna, and the rod break agadu, but short reinforcement kudutadunala concrete la irundha rebar pull agi vandrum. Okay, so now we will let us take the case of a beam column joint. Okay, idla enna agum appadina developmental length நம்ம provide பண்ணல. So இப்ப force நிறைய கொடுக்கும்போது, more than the maximum permissible limit நம்ம கொடுக்கும்போது, what happens is there is a restraining force between the beam and the column, and it will not be sufficient to hold the beam at its position. Okay, so the beam will now come out from the column if the developmental length is not provided. Okay, so now if you see real life versus STAD, in the ideal conditions, if you see, if you're not able to, like, in case there is some problem with your modeling or something and your SBC doesn't is not proper, this will cause settlement. We would have all studied about settlement. Okay, soil வந்து settle ஆகும். That can be because of natural conditions also, it can be because of your earthquakes also, it can be because of water runoff also, but major எப்போ நடக்கும் அப்படின்னா when you choose the wrong kind of foundation for that area, when you choose the wrong kind of rebar for that area, when you choose not refilling properly, like you have to you should be aware that நம்ம பண்ற compaction வந்து should be about 95% of the this thing. Okay, 95% அது வந்து compact ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் you have to start your construction. Okay, everywhere, every construction area, you're definitely not going to construct on natural ground, simply because you're going to dig that soil deep for your footing. Okay, footing and foundation, okay, you're going to dig that soil. After you dig that soil, once your construction is over, you have to make sure to do 95% up to compaction. Only then you'll be able to get rid of this settlements. Okay, now we will, now my basic this thing is over. I will be showing you what are the different, how we work on it. Okay, for that, okay, so this is our design. I will open the STAD model first. Okay, so arc drawing la paatha STAD model. This is the STAD model that we saw. Okay, so how we will first model, first we will go to each node below ground. First we will see how much to go below ground. Okay, okay, so this is 1.5 meter below ground. The footing is taken at 1.5 meter below ground. Okay, now apart from this, what are we doing? First we will make the basic line sketch. Okay, so ipo architectural drawing lende, if you see, okay, I'll just compare the architectural drawing for your understanding. So this has been, they have, okay, so 3500 plus 350, because this is a in the either one they have not modeled it like how it is shown here. Okay, so they have simply taken a single straight column only. We will see the properties. The name. Okay, so this is the column. Okay, okay, so this is the column that they have modeled. They have given a specific special property for this column as 700 by 410 into 350. Okay, so that is from the code itself. You can take from whatever is there in STAD, you will take. Okay, so here we will exactly model the outside. See, I wanted to show you something. Okay, all of you know regular brickwork. Okay, but here if you see this detail, this is hollow block work. This is one entire brick. Okay, this is the entire brick. This is all hollow. In between there is an insulation, and here it is a solid core wall. Okay, now this is going to be the block work for the entire structure. Okay, but what is happening is here the consultant wants a specific kind of a detailing. So what we are doing is they are asking us for a ballistic protection na fire panna kuda nothing should happen to that wall. Appo indha mari hollow blocks kudukra situation la what will happen is this will naturally break. So consultant has asked us to fill all this hollow with concrete and give a rebar here. We could have actually gone for a RCC wall itself instead of all this, but since we took the decision of going for a cast in place, we have to give this kind of a rebar here. Okay, then we know height of the building one based on levels we will design. Okay, because it's a very small structure, we have not considered wall openings, and because it is going to be a cast in place structure, we are going to have only block works in between. So adinala we are not going to get into all that detail. Okay, so first one we will model this based on our requirement. Okay, okay, so ellatkum the spacing between each of this is going to be, okay, so 1.2 is your finish level. Okay, so now properties love, we will assign properties for each of this, and if it fails we will increase. Okay va? Okay, so now we will give material properties. Concrete, steel ella edu illa, only concrete we are going to give. Now we will give, okay, so now we will give why are we releasing ipo inga vandu, like I told you in the previous class itself. See, this is a beam, this is the entire, okay, okay, so in the ரெண்டு இடத்துல if you are going to keep make it a fixed support, what will happen, your the load that this is going to take is going to be very high, so it can develop a crack here. The moment will be very high here, so you might have to over reinforce or over construct this thing. So what we have actually done is we have released these supports. Okay, if you see these supports, this in the support and this support, they are all secondary beams, they are not the actual beams. No, they are not the main primary beams. Whatever is on the outside only is going to be your primary beam. So we have released this, and then we have assigned a reduction factor also. Okay, why are we assigning a reduction factor? Okay, so what is actually a reduction factor is it doesn't have any dimensions. Okay, it is simply used to reduce the design load and stress. Okay, because we are giving horizontal beams like this, that is because we are giving secondary beams like this, we are giving a reduction factor also. Okay, this factor is actually just to reduce on the load, design load or stress you kami pandradhukaga. If you reduce the design load and stress, what will happen? Material properties or engineering or structural design is going to be more accurate. Okay, we know that this is a very small structure, idukku over rebar theva kadiyadu, so that is why we have actually reduced it. Okay, now when it comes to seismic design, there is something called a response reduction factor and a. Okay, now what is a response reduction factor? The factor is actually very crucial when it comes to seismic design. Okay, now this will allow the amount of seismic force to be considered for the design. Okay, it is used in the conjunction with the ability of the structure to deform. When there is going to be an earthquake, there's going to be a move. Okay, now but what is happening? You are actually fixing everything to the ground. Okay, but earthquake varumbodhu your entire ground is also going to shake. So what is happening? You have to give a response reduction factor so that your design is going to be more cost effective also, and it is going to be resilient also. Then also there is something called a stress reduction factor. Stress reduction factor வந்து geotechnical engineers தான், they will take that into account. Okay, அது எங்க யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா ரொம்ப வீக்கான ஜோன்ஸ்ல, வீக்கான செஸ்மிக் ஜோன்ஸ்ல வந்து they tend to take this geotechnical stress reduction factor. And when it comes to proper our designing, we also consider this strength reduction factor. Okay, that is the psi factor. ஓகே, இது வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா ரொம்ப டக்டைலான லொகேஷன்ஸ்க்கு ஃபெயிலியர் மோட்ஸ் இருக்கிற ஏரியால we tend to use this. Okay, so lower values வந்து என்னன்னா ரொம்ப ஈஸியான ஃபெயிலியர் ஆகிற இடத்துல we will take lower values. Okay. Okay, this structure is a very minimal basic structure. So we are assigning supports, fixed support na number we are giving here. Okay, loading. Now loading if you see, so loading. Okay, dead load. So this is how we work. First one, we will consider the block work brick. First one, the 200 mm thick. Now if you would have seen the kind of block work that we are using, and the unit weight of CMU brick one, the 150 thick and 100 thick. Yeah, where is it? Okay, so this is 100. இது வந்து 200, but it is going to be hollow core. அதனால they have considered it to be 200 thick is internal. Then we are considering 150 and 100 thick. Okay, then mortar, cement mortar oda. Then plastering வந்து ரெண்டு type of plastering we will be using. ஒன்னு வந்து 15 mm thick for external plastering, 12 mm thick for internal plastering. For outside வந்து நிறைய external forces நிறைய இருக்குல்ல, internal plastering வந்து கம்மியா பண்ணலாம். But for the structure to live against all that external மழை அந்த மாதிரி situationsக்குலாம் we are actually providing a thicker plastering. Okay, but here on the conservative side they have taken 10 mm plastering only. Okay, now glass நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறதுனால they are using a density for glass also, density for this also. Now UDL on the plinth beam. Now how are we going to calculate? இப்போ எல்லாமே plinth beamல, no, we saw three types of beams இல்லையா? Plinth beam, lintel beam, and in your this if you see, okay, see, this is your roof beam. this is your plinth beam, இது cut lintel. Cut lintel என்றது doors windows வர locationsல கொடுக்கிறது. So இது வந்து mostly it will not have any load. Okay, so we will not consider loads on that. இது வந்து this is going to be your major this thing. Okay, so இங்க பார்த்தோம்னா load. See, dead load. So dead load வந்து first self weight of the entire structure. Okay, self weight and the concrete density. Okay, so அதுக்கப்புறமா you are going to consider 19. So this is your UDL on the plinth beam. So அதுதான் இங்க consider ஆயிருக்கு. This is 19. Then this is here எல்லாமே y directionல it will be considered. Okay, then coming to your UDL on the lintel beam. Okay, அங்க இருக்கிற block wall அங்க இருக்கிற lintel beam ஓட இது. So we know density, so we will consider length into dimensions into density. So that will give you your 3.72. Okay, okay, then going to UDL on the roof beam, that is 5.96. That is your roof beam. Okay, like I told you, this beam is going to be only a cut lintel beam which is not going to carry any load as such. Okay, then coming to your roof load. Roof load la ennallam varum. First I showed you one waterproofing detail illaya, waterproofing detail varum, adukapram concrete screed varum. If you see this, yes, okay, so your concrete screed. Now if you see here, there is a waterproofing detail of 175 mm. Okay, அதுதான் வந்து is considered here. Okay, load due to your waterproofing. அதுக்கப்புறம் density of concrete screed. Concrete screed வந்து is this. இது எல்லாமே எதுல வருது? It is coming on your roof slab. This slab is going to, so in the loads எல்லாமே is going to come on your roof beam. So that is what you are considering here. அதுக்கப்புறம் thickness of concrete screed, அப்புறம் floor finish. Okay, then thickness of the slab, that is your self weight of the slab, another thickness. Okay, then load due to self weight of the slab. So total load on slab வந்து 9.95. அதுதான் நம்ம இங்க roof load 9.95 னு apply பண்றோம். Okay, then we have roof live load. roofல யாராவது நடந்தாங்க அப்படின்னா we have to consider a live loadல. So that is common on the roof. So இந்த point அந்த point தான் people நிப்பாங்க கிடையாது. There is a possibility for people to stand everywhere. So you will consider a roof live load of 1.5 kilonewton. Okay, now there is a pictorial representation of how your entire slab is going to look. Okay, so now this is also including your roof live load of 1.5 kilonewton. So that is your roof live load. Okay, so okay, so this is done. Now getting into the seismic load. இப்போ seismic load ஓட details most if you see, it will be given in the our design. எல்லா projectக்கும் this is different. This thing it is different. So we are considering the civil design basis report here. So overall if you see, there is a risk category that is given, the importance factor is given, adukaprom SS, that is the 0.2 seconds la enna spectral response acceleration irukum abdingiradhu is here. Then for 1 second spectral response acceleration is there. Then there is a site class that is given. There is a transitional period that is provided along with your seismic design category. Okay, so now there was a very clear this thing that we have to go in for an intermediate moment resisting frame. Intermediate moment resisting frame abdina enadhu? What is an intermediate okay, so an intermediate இது வந்து moment resisting frame is nothing but a structural system. Okay, it is designed to resist the lateral forces primarily through flexural action of its members. Okay, so now with a medium level of ductility, high level of ductility க்கு போகாம ரொம்ப medium level of ductility க்கு and then ductile detailing பண்ணனும் அப்படினு சொல்லி. Okay, so this is considered a more ductile system than the ordinary movement. Okay, so இங்க என்ன பண்றோம், ductility வந்து என்னன்னா it is medium level of ductility ஒன்னு. Then we look at the seismic performance. Seismic performance பார்க்கும்போது according to our code, like this specific project we have worked on ASCE 7. So anga vandu there is a proper ductility behavior for every structure. Then there is this response modification factor. Okay, response modification factor vandu can be R 4.5 எடுக்கலாம், lower than that too எடுக்கலாம். Okay, so then we have our wind load. Okay, wind load வந்து நம்மளது IS 875 நம்ம follow பண்றோம், but here our code ASCE 7 itself gives us all this. Apart from that, we will refer to SBC, that is Saudi Building Code 303 18 is what we refer to for this. Okay, so Stanley வந்து wind definition has been done in STAD and applied. Okay, so inga வந்து wind load factor is actually done using STAD itself. Inga பாத்தீங்கன்னா external x direction. Okay, this is your x direction. So maximum definition range வந்து இது, and then your definition range and other things is actually given in the structure. Then it comes to Z. Z la வந்து again the same thing. Okay, so last time when I told you, I think I told you how wind acts. Yeah, towards the structure it will enter. If this is the direction of wind, it will go like this and it will turn like this. Okay, so on the turning agumbodha suction, compression plus minus will happen. Okay, so pressure outside, suction inside when there are not many walls provided. But when you're giving a lot of openings and other things, your pressure and suction is going to reduce greatly. Okay, so if you see here, this is your minus x direction la inga apply aayirukku. Adhe madri you have to apply in all four directions because you have wind on all four sides. Okay, then comes your temperature load. Now here temperature load is actually very high. Adanale what is happening is they have asked us to consider a temperature load of 30 degrees. Plus 30 minus 30 is applied. Okay, then we come to load combination. Load combination is actually generated on STAD itself directly. Okay, now when it comes to soil load, concrete barrier na one irukku idla in the structure la. I think we will not get into much detail of that concrete barrier. Concrete barrier is again idhe madri or similar structure. See, if you see here, no, there is a concrete barrier. Idoda height vandu or 1 meter abdi irukku. So adana separate design we are doing for that. We will not get into that. Then comes your load combination. Load combination la enadhu major 5 loads edukrom: dead load, live load, roof live load, wind load and seismic load. So based on that, service load combination, strength load combination irukku. What is service load? SLS and ULS க்கு எக்ஸாக்ட்டா மீனிங் என்ன? SLS and ULS வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா ultimate limit state, that is ULS. Okay, இது என்னன்னா டோட்டல் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் கொலாப்ஸ் ஆகும்போதோ ஃபெயிலியர் ஆகும்போதோ அதை சேஃபா நம்ம மேனேஜ் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிற கிரைட்டீரியா தான் வந்து அல்டிமேட் லிமிட் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ். ஓகே, சர்வீசபிலிட்டிங்கிறது வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா எவ்ரிடே யூஸ்ல எப்படி, இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் அல்டிமேட் லிமிட் ஸ்டேட்டுங்கிறது இன்கேஸ் something is going to crack or break. ஓகே, அந்த சிச்சுவேஷன்ல ஐ ஹாவ் டு ஸ்டே சேஃப் அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு எவ்வளோ நம்ம டிசைன் பண்ண போறோம். பட் டெய்லி என் தலைக்கு மேல ஒரு பீம் வந்து விழறப்போகுது அப்படிங்கிற சிச்சுவேஷன்ல ஹவ் ஐ வில் பி ஏபிள் டு மேனேஜ் இட். ஓகே, ஸோ இப்போ இங்க என்ன அப்படின்னா அல்டிமேட்ல வந்து மேக்ஸிமம் லோட் எடுப்போம். ஓகே, ஸோ அதனாலதான் we always consider what more than your actual load. Okay, so your ultimate limit stress la vandu what you do is you consider, see if you see here no in the load combination liye ungalku theriyum, here it is actual load. Actually enna irukko and load consider pandratha service load, or we also call it அல்டிமேட் லிமிட் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ். ஓகே, எக்ஸாக்டா என்ன இருக்கும். ஆனா ஸ்ட்ரென்த் வரும்போது அடிஷ்னலா 1.4 டைம்ஸ் யோர் டெட் லோட், 1.2 டைம்ஸ் யோர் லைவ் லோட், அந்த மாதிரி the code is actually giving additional details. ஓகே, ஸோ இது என்ன அப்படின்னா, இதுல இந்த சர்வீசபிலிட்டி கண்டிஷன்ஸ், இந்த சர்வீஸ் லோட் இருக்கு இல்லையா, இதுல வந்து என்னெல்லாம் செக் பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து இதுல சர்வீஸ் லோட்ஸ்ல வந்து என்னெல்லாம் செக் பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னா, டிஃப்ளெக்ஷன், வைப்ரேஷன், கிராக்கிங், அப்புறம் யூசரோட கம்ஃபர்ட், இது எல்லாமே பார்ப்போம். ஸோ ஓகே, டிஃப்ளெக்ஷன் செக்ஸ் பண்ணுவோம். எவ்வளோ வந்து அந்த அந்த ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் கேன் சாக் ஆர் பெண்ட், இவ்வளோ லோட் நான் அப்ளை பண்ணும்போது, அதாவது நார்மல் டெட் லோட் இருக்கு, அதை விட 1.4 டைம்ஸ் நான் அதுக்கு லோடு கொடுக்கும்போது ஹவு மச் இட் வில் sag or bend அப்படிங்கிறது it will you have to check. Okay, that is called the deflection check. அதுக்கப்புறமா வைப்ரேஷன். ஓகே, சுத்தி இருக்கிற சிச்சுவேஷன்ஸ்னாலயோ இல்லனா எக்ஸசிவ் மூவ்மெண்ட்னாலயோ எவ்வளவு வைப்ரேஷன்ஸ் ஆகும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி you have to check. Then you have a cracking. crack வரும்போது ஒரு ஸ்பெசிபிக் விட்த்க்கு மேல அந்த கிராக் ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா it is completely unsafe. இல்லையா, கிராக் நிறைய ஆகும்போது ஒரு கான்கிரீட் ஃபெயிலியர் ஆகுது. that is a very dangerous condition. so அதனால you have to check for that also, right? okay, so when it comes to your ultimate என்றது எக்ஸாக்டா அதே கண்டிஷன். ஓகே, ஸோ அப்போ வந்து வாட் யூ வில் செக் இஸ் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரல் ஸ்டெபிலிட்டி பார்ப்போம், கொலாப்ஸ் ஆகாம, அதாவது அண்டர் எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம் கண்டிஷன்ஸ் வந்து கொலாப்ஸ் ஆகாம இருக்கிறது தான் வி வில் செக். ஓகே, ஸோ யூஎல்எஸ் அதாவது யோர் ஸ்ட்ரென்த் கண்டிஷன் வந்து என்னன்னா சர்வைவல். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கேஸ்லயும் நான் வந்து அந்த ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் உடையாம இருக்குமா அப்படிங்கறத பாக்குறதுக்கு தான். எஸ்எல்எஸ் வந்து அதாவது ஒரு சர்வீசபிலிட்டி லிமிட் ஸ்டேட் வந்து என்னன்னா, நான் டிசைன் பண்றேன், அது எனக்கு வந்து ப்ராப்பரா எந்த ப்ராப்ளமும் இல்லாம இருக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிற கன்சிடரேஷனுக்கு தான் இந்த ரெண்டு நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றோம். ஜஸ்ட் ரிமெம்பர், நம்ம ஸ்ட்ரென்த் கன்சிடர் பண்ணும்போது, அதாவது அல்டிமேட் லிமிட் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் கன்சிடர் பண்ணும்போது we will take a factor of safety. ஓகேவா? ஓகே, ஸோ ஸ்டாண்ட்ல நம்ம அனலைஸ் பண்றோம். ஸ்டாண்ட்ல அனலைஸ் பண்ணும்போது என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, see what you will do here is ஸ்டாண்ட்ல போய் இந்த இன்புட்ஸ் எல்லாமே லோடிங் வரைக்கும் கொடுத்துட்டு லோட் காம்பினேஷன்ஸும் கொடுத்தாச்சு அப்படின்னா you have to give post processing. okay, so errors எதுவுமே இல்ல, you have got this. okay, so இப்போ இங்க இருந்து what we will do is seismic load calculation வந்து is a very detailed thing that I think you can learn later at a later point. We will not get into that. wind load நான் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, எப்படி வந்து நம்மளுக்கு கொடுத்துருக்கிற இன்புட் வச்சு suction and compression வச்சு you will consider. Now getting into design of a slab. okay, so இங்கெல்லாம் வந்து you have seen one way slabs use பண்றாங்க, இங்க வந்து two way slabs use பண்றாங்க. okay, so now if you see we have something called the RCDC software. okay, so in the RCDC software la slab வந்து it will design. so let's go to RCDC advanced concrete design. okay, slab வந்து at okay, so because our structure does not have slab and I also don't have the access. 1 second, I will open. Okay, so for slab we have a separate model. Okay, so design input. Okay, so if we have different types of slabs here. One is S2, S3, this is S1. This is what it is. So inga ponona, it will show which slab it is you are currently working on. Okay, so if in the S1 one enna one long edge continuous, this is continuous. Okay, but இது எல்லாமே end span. Okay, sorry, one long edge discontinuous, that is this side is discontinuous, this side is discontinued, is continuing, but இது எல்லாமே வந்து it is end span. Okay, so yes, so we will give adla irukra loads எல்லாம் we will give as input, like I think so here illa long span imposed load, and then live load. The slab thickness of the slab one, first we will assume it to be 150 because this is great slab number one, we don't have to go in for a thicker slab. Okay, and then effective depth one after removing your cover, then we have the self weight upon total weight. So இது வந்து one way slab we are considering. So then based on the load combinations and other things, it will calculate rebar for us. Okay, so இது வந்து design inputs. So இதெல்லாம் கொடுப்போம், thickness of slab எல்லாம் கொடுப்போம். அதுக்கப்புறம் this will generate output for us. Okay, if you see, it will tell us 8 dia bar வந்து at 150 thickness you have to do அப்படின்னு. அப்போ it will give us reports also, it will give us design summary. So it will tell us this is the design summary. So நம்ம வந்து என்ன பண்றோம், length LXLY கொடுக்கிறோம், live load, thickness of slab கொடுக்கிறோம், and then bottom rebar எவ்வளோ, top rebar எவ்வளோ, இது எல்லாமே பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறமா what we will do is we will go here and we will do our drawing here, and we will generate something called the RC drawing. Rebar கொடுக்கிற drawing generate பண்ணுவோம். Seeing பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is saying 8 at 150, but 8 at 150 usual as a general practice we don't give in most of our projects. அதனால we are giving a higher rebar of 10 at 150 in all our slabs. Okay, இப்போ slab design கொஞ்சம் நம்ம detailed பார்க்கலாம். Okay, so saying this and then it is saying design calculation. Okay, so if you see here, this is the design. Okay, so now here you have to give details like grade of concrete, that is C35. C35 வந்து நம்மளோட M25 ஓட ரேஞ்ச்ல, M25 M30 ரேஞ்ச்ல வரும். We are giving C35. Then grade of steel. Grade of steel வந்து FE500, FE415, FE500 மாதிரி, FY420 we are using for this specific this thing. அப்புறம் clear cover வந்து 35 கொடுக்கிறோம். Long span அது எல்லாமே is coming as input. Okay, then what is happening is this is calculating total bending moment. LXLY எடுத்துட்டு இது வந்து என்ன direction, long short slab, long slab அது பார்த்துட்டு then it is calculating. This itself will calculate. Now let's get into the detail. Design moment. Moment வந்து என்ன வந்தது நம்மளுக்கு 2.98 and 0.98 இல்லையா? For short span வந்து 2.98 and this. So what is moment? M1 by effective span தான் வந்து moment இல்லையா? Okay, so area of rebar வந்து it is calculated like this. 2 points. 1 second. So effective width. Okay, so based on that our rebar is also getting calculated. Now crack width check பண்ணோம்ல, crack width check பண்றதுக்கு we have this code. Even in நம்மளோட Indian standardsல கூட we will use ACI 224 R தான் வந்து for crack width we will consider. Okay, right, so this is done. இது முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறமா we can actually take a generate a bar bending schedule. So when you generate a bar bending schedule, so this is exactly how your bar bending schedule looks. Okay, so either base பண்ணி தான் your we will give this and we will give our inputs. இதுதான் bar bending schedule. என்ன bar B1 B2 B3 எப்படி வரணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி. It seems easy இல்ல, நிறைய படிக்கிறோம், நிறைய formulas இருக்கு, but this is exactly how we follow it. This thing. Let's get into the design. Okay. So எல்லா ஸ்லாப்ஸ்க்கும் டிசைன் இருக்கு. Now this is the roof beam. Okay. Okay. So beam design வந்து we are doing. Beam design இதே மாதிரி தான். We will take our roof slab. Okay, this factor shear force இருக்கு. அதுக்கப்புறமா எப்படி அது வந்து sway ஆகுதுங்கிறத பார்த்துட்டு we will take it ahead. It's just like how whatever your I think whatever Satya ma'am is teaching you, that is what we are using. What basic things we will change is இப்போ நான் சொன்னேன் load combinations அதெல்லாம் you will not have an idea. And then in the clear cover இதுல change பண்றோம். Change பண்ணிட்டு this will itself give us the beam bottom and beam top details. Okay, so now we have for calculation of AST நம்ம பண்ண போறோம். Maximum length, area of steel minimum, and then area of your concrete flexural compressive reinforcement required for bending. So that is what we will consider. For transverse reinforcement வந்து we will consider our critical L by C in RCDC. இந்த PT அதாவது எவ்வளோ percentage of steel வந்து நம்மளோட பார்ல வருது அப்படின்னு சொல்லி we are seeing. This will help us calculate the shear and moment also. So based on that, what will happen is we will calculate the maximum spacing criteria. So basic spacing criteria as per your IS code, you will get a formula 0.3 square feet of your flexure and concrete into your area of your section. So based on that, you will calculate. Adukapra again as usual crack width we will do one calculation. So this is how we will get into all this. Okay. Okay, so because we use this RCDC software, our design is actually then minimized a lot. Then we will go for the lintel beams. Okay, if there is something I wanted to tell you, then okay, so using that, what we will do is we will generate drawings like this. So this our site will use for execution. So we will tell them this concrete barrier detailer. We will generate drawings like this. Okay, this is exactly what you study in college. Okay, this software is actually based on what your regular design and other things, what the code says and everything. So using that exactly ade use panni we will use the software to model this. Okay, now from STAAD, if you see advanced concrete design la pona, ஸோ இது எதெல்லாம் கால்குலேட் பண்ணுது நம்மளோட ஸ்டாட் மாடல் தான். பேசிக் லோட் கேஸு, காம்பினேஷன், லெவலு, அதுக்கப்புறம் என்னெல்லாம் நோட்ஸ் இருக்குது எல்லாமே திஸ் இஸ் கன்சிடரிங். இல்லாட்டி வாட் வி வில் டூ இஸ் ஜஸ்ட் எக்ஸாக்ட்லி லைக் ஹவு. ஸோ வி வில் கிவ் இன்புட்ஸ். ஓகே, அண்ட் தென் காலம் சைஸஸுமே வந்து இட் வில் டேக் ஃப்ரம் ஸ்டாட். காலம் ரெஃபரன்ஸ் ஆல்சோ இட் வில் டேக். ஸோ இப்போ இங்கே வந்து செட்டிங்ஸில் போனோம்னா வாட் வி ஹேவ் டு டூ இஸ் டிசைன் செட்டிங்ஸ் கொடுப்போம். டிசைன் செட்டிங்ல வந்து கிராக் விட்த். ஓகே கிராக் வித் செக் பண்ண சொல்லியிருக்கோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து எஃபெக்டிவ் லெங்த் ஃபேக்டரை ஓகே ஸோ இங்கே வந்து எஃபெக்டிவ் லெங்த் ஃபேக்டர் ஒன்னுன்னே கன்சிடர் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஓகே ஸோ வாட் இஸ் எஃபெக்டிவ் லெங்த் ஃபேக்டர்? எஃபெக்டிவ் லெங்த் ஃபேக்டர் வந்து காலம்ஸ்க்கு கன்சிடர் பண்ணுவோம். ஓகேவா? ஓகே so for you to understand effective length column வந்து what will happen is it will buckle. okay so buckling ஆகாம இருக்கிறதுக்கு இந்த columns எல்லாமே straight columns but all these columns are having a break in between. so reports auto design பண்ணனும்னா we will consider all these loads. from the analysis we will consider okay so if you see here all these columns are passing with this detail itself and then our percentage of steel is decent. So adnala we will go ahead with the same rebar. We will take detailing from here and we will close. Okay. Right. So there was something I wanted to tell you. Effective length, Pati, I wanted to talk. Okay. So effective length பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா based on your IS code in the buckling shape அதாவது top and bottom fixed அப்புறம் based on your fixity and other things there is this thing called effective length factor. okay so your code itself will give you the recommended design value when your ideal conditions are approximated. okay so 0 point like if you actually I did not take that exact screenshot because I was not sure about if I will have to take that concept. I think maybe next class I will teach you effective length. Okay, next class I will teach you effective length. Okay, so ipo okay so coming to design all your beams and columns we will generate reports like this only. Proper beam design. Okay, let's go to design of footing. Okay, design of footing again we'll use the same software to give inputs because we have modeled everything on stand and given where there is a break, what dimensions to take and all that. This is going to become easy for us. Okay, okay so இப்போ வந்து deflection check for beams நம்ம பண்ண போறோம். okay I think this is visible. எல்லா சைடுலயும் இருக்கிற எல்லா beamsயும் with stat numbers நம்ம எடுக்கிறோம். எடுத்துட்டு we will generate the load combination, the length and this thing. okay and then it will tell us if it is okay for deflection or it is failing for deflection. okay from stat, this is all stat output. post processing layouts displacement. okay summary எடுத்தோம்னா இது பாருங்க எப்படி டிஸ்ப்ளேஸ் ஆகுது. okay it will show us the displacement. So based on the details that we get from here and then this is relative displacement. Okay, then coming to deflection. So let's check utilization ratio. Utilization ratio la modal displacements. Okay, so your beam end forces. Shear. So if you see, this will tell us where there is maximum beam end force wherever. So based on this, you will arrive at where your displacement is high. The pathing it is between this only in your Z area because you've taken that. Okay, upon the and if you check, okay, so at node 240 தான் உங்களோட maximum. So in the இடத்துல தான் வந்து there is maximum deflection that is taking place. So what we will do is based on these results we will arrive at what rebar we have to give for each of this and we will close. So if I or node limit it will tell us what is the mx, my and mz. Okay, okay, so there are no plates here, beam results are there. Okay, so based on this we will take the STAD output. Okay, so developmental crack. இப்போ நம்ம பார்த்தது in our whatever we saw was based on IS code. Okay, but what we are actually doing here is we are taking developmental length calculation based on SBC. Okay, now if you see here we are calculating 34 or 300 mm whichever is higher. Therefore so because the nominal dia of bar is up to 20 mm. If bar dia வந்து 22 mm க்கு மேல போச்சு அப்படின்னா this one factor is going to change. So this is as per the code, you have this formula. Okay, so now based on that we will calculate, and because everything is under so we will consider either 34 decibels or we will consider 300 mm. So I think all your developmental length is only going to be 300 mm mostly in most of the cases. Okay, so SBC code வந்து என்ன சொல்றா, tension lap length மட்டும் 1.3 into LD அப்படின்னு it is asking us to take. Okay, whichever is higher, so we will mostly go with 300 mm only of this thing. So now grade slab design. Grade slab design வந்து this is basic, like நம்மளோட grade of concrete, grade of this thickness, அப்புறம் நம்மளோட screed calculation. Screed வந்து width of screed 1 meter length க்கு தான் we are considering LX LY. அதுக்கப்புறம் cover என்ன cover consider பண்றோம், layer of rebar வந்து we are giving in 2. So then what happens is with this and aggregate sizeங்கிறது வந்து is your slabல போடுற aggregates. Okay, so based on that your rebar for upper face and lower face is getting calculated. The concrete barrier again is this report only. Okay, so we do a soil test. Okay, so soil test base panni it will tell us what footing size venu, what kind of foundation we have to go for அப்படிங்கிறது borehole test la we will get to know. So based on that we will take, so it will tell us shear, நம்மளோட settlement, அப்புறம் recommended settlement, ellame subgrade body list, ellame will be there in the soil report. Okay, so using this report, we will go ahead. Okay, so there are certain things I wanted to tell you regarding the architectural drawing. Okay, so cage ladder. Cage ladder வந்து most of the places we will keep this cage ladder when it comes to industrial construction. Okay, industrial constructions so that people will not fall and they will feel comfortable to get down also. We will not do proper staircase design here. Okay, but 3 bar. Okay, fine. So now I think this guardhouse entire detailing is none done. There is something else I wanted to show you. Just give me a minute. Okay, so now taking this valve chamber into consideration, I thought I'll tell you how we will calculate the earth, dynamic earth and loading here. Okay. It is what you study in the textbook only. Okay. Or chamber irukku, rectangular chamber. Okay. So the shape on the rectangle, clear length to clear width to 2.7 by 2.8. Height of the chamber, finished ground level ku மேல வந்து 0.3. So what we understand is height of the chamber below ground வந்து is 3.5. Okay, so most of the structure வந்து below ground தான் இருக்கு. So அதனால இங்க என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா earth loadum surcharge loadum on the walls வந்து நம்மளுக்கு ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கும். Okay, so total height of the wall வந்து you're considering 3.89. Height of the wall below ground, that is below your GL till bottom of slab. Okay, base slab projection எதுக்கு கொடுக்குறோம் அப்படின்னா overturning அந்த இதெல்லாம் இல்லாம இருக்குது. Just like it will just act as your key. Okay, I think shear key பத்தி படிச்சிருக்கீங்க இல்லையா? So it will act as your shear key. Okay, thickness of wall at bottom, thickness of wall, இது எல்லாமே we will give as input. So unit வந்து நம்மளுக்கு this is all what is there in the code. Okay, so earth pressure வந்து K naught 0.5, that is what we are studying in whatever means that is there in the textbooks also. Yeah, so here based on this we have arrived at this. So idla vandu 0.3 mm da vandu above ground, with ellame below ground. Okay, so how are we going to calculate? So lateral earth surcharge pressure on the wall we will calculate. Okay, so idu eppadi varudhu? Okay, so we know formula for lateral earth pressure due to wet soil, K0 into gamma soil into H. So if you see here, this is your height of the wall, this is your unit weight, and this is your earth pressure. Okay, so based on that, K naught into gamma H. Then earth pressure due to surcharge vandu K naught into surcharge. Surcharge usually number 10 da consider பண்ணுவோம். Why? Because mostly நம்மளுக்கு கீழ we have water table, yeah, water consideration, or we will consider 10 to be your surcharge. Okay, surcharge load. Okay, okay, so இதுக்கு அப்புறமா dynamic earth pressure K into gamma soil into H. K வந்து என்னது? As per your textbook, that is 0.065. So soil density வந்து நம்மளுக்கு தெரியும் 18, and then height வந்து 3.675. Okay, so that is what அது calculate பண்ணும்போது you get this. Okay, so now coming to imposed load. Live load வந்து 3 kilonewton, அதாவது per square meter considered over the base slab inside the chamber. அப்புறம் live load over the roof cover வந்து as per your codes we are considering 3 kilonewton. Okay, now vertical earth and surcharge pressure on footing projection வந்து vertical earth over foundation. வெர்டிக்கல் எர்த் லோட் என்னது? அது வந்து உங்களோட ஹைட் இன்டு யோர் யூனிட் வெயிட் ஆஃப் சாயில் தான். ஓகே, 1 minute. ஆ, புரியல மேம். ஓகே, அப்படியா? ஓகே ஓகே, ஃபைன் ஃபைன் ஃபைன். பட் இப்போ யாராவது பேசுவாங்களா? நான் எப்படி கன்க்ளூட் பண்றது? அப்படியா? சரி, ஓகே. Hi, are you there? So, how was the session? Hope you got a basic idea about the design and structural detailing. Am I audible? எனக்கு யார் பேசுறதும் கேட்கல. சத்யா மேம்?